Welcome to another edition of Ask DeVario. I'm DeVario Lopez, and I'll be answering more of your questions today. You've all continued to send in your questions, and I just want to say that it's much appreciated. And now, let's get started. For the first question, Max Luca Wells wants to know, where do you live? Sacramento has been my hometown for the past 35 years. And also Max, if the GoAnimate voice generator mispronounced your name, my apologies. Next up is a couple of questions from Peter Griffin. Yes, Carter Peter Schmidt. No, VGCP. Oh, I'll just say Ross. Anyway, his first question is, when's the next Mean Big Sister episode? I'm still trying to think up some more ideas. Hopefully a good one will come along soon. And his next question is, did you like Tom and Jerry when you were young? Yes. I used to watch it on Channel 31 in the afternoons after school, along with other cartoons. And we have another pair of questions from Leah McDougall. FTW Warren Sucks. The first one is, what is the date for the Collins Family Comic-Con special? I want to aim for anywhere between July 9th and July 12th, since that's when San Diego's Comic-Con International is being held this year. Next question, what is the summary and date for the Collins Family Meets the Tomoko Family? I don't have a set date for it yet, but it's definitely coming this year. I also don't really have any story or plot ideas, beyond the Collinses and Tomoko's meeting of course. I want to add more things to it though. Just like how the 786100 Family Special had the second half focusing on Bunky and Tiny and the dessert shop. But one thing I know for sure, I definitely want to have Yoko fighting someone at some point. Here's a question from the guy who's provided the storylines for many of the Collins Family specials, Joshua 786100. Do you have any favorite anime shows? The only anime I was really into as a kid was Robotech and Voltron. The American adaptations were a huge part of my childhood. It was only when I was well into adulthood that I first saw the original Japanese versions. But those two would definitely be my favorites. Okay, next question comes from perhaps the biggest Python fan aside from myself, Paul Nowinski. And he asks, how do you think Python got his powers? Well, the thing is, Python is something more than a mere human. I guess you could say he's more like a force. He's supposed to be like if Badassery had taken human form. So all the crazy stuff he can do, it's just something he does. It comes naturally to him, like breathing comes naturally to us lowly humans. Now, Black Cube 36 has some questions. The first one is, if Bunky and Tiny crashed inside of your house, what would you do? Haha. Well, first, I'd probably freak out, because of the realization that two of my GoAnimate creations came to life, and are now inside my house. Then whip them on the butt with a 2x4 and throw them out. Do you like anime and video games? If so, what kind are your favorites? Since I already answered the anime question earlier, let's skip to the video game question. I still have an affinity for Pac-Man, so simple and yet so entertaining. You should have seen me when I was about 7 years old. I was obsessed, let me tell you. Plus I also like other later classics, like the first 3 Super Mario Bros. Games, the first Sonic the Hedgehog, and Street Fighter 2. And his last question. Would you make any of your series and characters into your own franchise someday? Wouldn't that be something if I could do that, and make tons of money? But I think I'll just keep them as simple GoAnimate series for the time being. Maybe I could even make custom t-shirts with the characters on them or something. Although that's probably closer to merchandising. Alright, next question comes from Gina Comedian Vivo 2003. Gina wants to know, will there be a Collins Family special when Allison goes into labor? Possibly. Her due date is sometime in November, so if we do see this wonderful event, it would be around that time frame. Next question comes from Whip Animations WAN. What is your favorite video you made? Wow, that's a tough one. Each of my videos is a labor of love, and I put lots of work into them, so it's kind of like trying to choose your favorite child or something. But if I had to choose, I really like the Pie Man Seeks Revenge trilogy, and also the Sally's New Man 4-part story, the Mean Big Sister Collins Family Halloween special, and the flashback special were also a lot of fun. Jessica's escape was also really cool. But each of my videos has something that I love about them. Alright, the next question comes from iStarBlue, who asks, how old is Ashley on Mean Big Sister? Ashley is currently 2 years old. Creeper Girl Plays has the next question. And she wants to know, when will the new baby come in Mean Big Sister? Kate is due to give birth in early September, 2 months before Allison. Next up, we have 3 questions from Galaxy Unicorn Productions. First one. Why does the first episode of Ask DeVario begin with color bars? No particular reason really. I just thought they look cool, and would make a neat intro for the show. Why did you change your username from SitchoAskDownTV to DeVario Lopez? I made the change in late 2013. And it was due to YouTube and Google always pestering me every time I logged in, asking me if I wanted to change my username to my real name. So I did. And his third question is, what is your favorite food? Pizza, definitely. Alright, now here's a question from Alejandro Baseball 7. Alejandro asks, what did Tombo, Bunky, Tiny, Kyle, Sally, Python, Fat Joe, Amber, and Linda does? I guess he means what do these characters do? Let's see. Tombo, outside of perving on teens and young women, and weirding them out, I'm not sure what he does exactly. Probably goes on Reddit and whines about being in the friend zone, and men's rights, or sits in his room admiring his fedora collection. Who knows? Bunky and Tiny are just a couple of troublemakers and wannabe criminals. Kyle is the neighborhood bully. Sally transferred from KDUL and is once again Howard's co-host on KFMY. Python is just an all-around badass. Fat Joe, I'm not sure what he does, outside of being kicked out of every place he goes to. Amber is a snobby girl in the 6th grade, who thinks she's popular and everyone loves her, but she isn't, and they don't. Linda runs a daycare center, although probably not anymore, after she got on Dead Meat. Okay, I got another question from Truly Chloe. She asks, when will you make another Fat Joe video? Maybe soon. I had always planned on doing another one. Danielle D. Gemini 79 has a straightforward question. Danielle asks, waffles or pancakes? Pancakes for me please. Alright, looks like I have 3 questions from Jennifer Delamorton. Jennifer's first question is, what was Howard's first job? I'm assuming you're referring to his previous job before working at KTY and later KFMY. Well, in that first episode, Howard's job is never really specified. Maybe it could have been an assignment that he got through a temp agency or something. That sounds logical. Okay, question number 2. Who is the person who refused to give Howard his tickets? This is referring to episode 8 of Howard the Ultimate Meatball, as the series was called at the time. And the person who refused to give Howard his concert tickets was Reynaldo Sanchez, who later became one of his closest friends. And for her final question, when did the Collins family started? The series started in August of 2013, when the first episode, Howard Hits on Sylvia, was produced and published on GoAnimate. Well, that's about all the time we have for this episode of Ask DeVario. I want to thank everyone again for all the questions you send in, and I look forward to hearing from you guys again. This is DeVario Lopez, peace out.